is Mr. Impact Wrestling himself, Moose, and you're listening to the Irish Whip.
Hookers? Hookers and Coke?
Hookers and Coke, man.
You're the only pro wrestler I know that wants to do the shit in the morning.
Yeti, you're a f***ing moron.
Put it this way, I think Sami Callihan might as well just change his name to Invader 1.
I want to know why. Like, he can dodge any question. Like, I'll tell anyone that. You can tell me but I'm going to ask specific questions.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
WrestlingNewsSource.com. All the rest of you yahoos are out there dilly-dillying you little wankers. We're actually receiving real wrestling news.
This is
Brett screwed Brett.
Who are you to doubt El Dandy? Because this guy's a serious professional.
Brett screwed Brett.
Hold 2! Arm bar!
Hey, get a nice shot of the brand new Mr. and Mrs. Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate your hat. I hate your t-shirts. I hate your wristbands. I hate your shoes. I hate your music. I hate the C Nation. I hate everything that you stand for.
Sodas rule.
Yeah, they do.
What up, TIW Mafia? Hey, this week we sat down with Josh Matthews, Ross Forman, Jordynn Grace and Tessa Blanchard on the Impact Wrestling Press podcast. We went on some great stuff. NXT and Mitch Taverna there. Big Ben's tweet over there at Wrestling News Source about the curb stomp, aka what we call the foot stomp now. We go over some women's empowerment and the effect Tessa Blanchard and Jordynn Grace have had on the issue in 2018. Plus, in this special one for you guys, our top 5 wrestlers of the year. Of course, we're not going to disclose them here, but these are our top 5 wrestlers of the year. It's towards the end of the podcast. If you choose not to listen to that, that's going to be something on your end, man. It's we come up with this every year. I think you're going to be surprised, but these are our wrestlers of the year in the criteria we come up with. So enjoy the podcast again. at 3 Irish Boys, Twitter, Facebook. Like us, review us. Thanks for the love, folks.
Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everybody to this week's Impact Wrestling Press Pass podcast. This is Ross Forman. And first, let me open up his phone line, Josh Matthews. Josh, good afternoon.
Hello, Ross. How are you?
Always good talking to you.
Well, I wish I could say the same, but I would be lying if I did that.
Yeah, we don't want you live, but we want you to bring us up to speed. What's the latest in Josh Matthews' world?
Well, let me just start by saying thank you to Busted Open Radio earlier this week. I was able to join Busted Open with Bully Ray and Dave LaGreca on Monday. Talk to those guys about Homecoming, which we'll get to in a second. And then last night I was able to be on Sam Roberts' podcast and talk about Homecoming as well. So thank you to both of those groups of individuals as we get ready for Homecoming on January 6th, live on pay-per-view in Nashville, Sunday, January 6th. VIP packages, of course, went on sale last week. Tickets went on sale this past Monday. We've reached our limit at VIPs, which is awesome. So a major thank you to everyone who purchased a VIP package. We swear that we're not going to disappoint. As a matter of fact, this might be the best VIP we've done to date if everything comes to fruition the way that we're hoping comes to fruition. So tickets are still available for Homecoming. You can get them at impactwrestling.com and join us in Nashville. Some great seats still available, but they're going quickly. And then, of course, we have tickets for the TV taping Impact Live on Monday, January 7th. Those are still available. Combo packages still available for both days if you want to join us in Nashville on the 6th and 7th of January. I'll quickly go through what we're going to see on the show tomorrow. The main event is Eli Drake versus Tommy Dreamer in what is going to be a highly entertaining matchup. Jordynn Grace, who will be on this call, obviously, will face Katarina in a rematch. So we'll see if Katarina can bounce back or if Jordynn Grace is for real. We'll find out tomorrow night. We're going to take a special look at the World Championship match between Johnny Impact and Brian Cage for Homecoming, so you'll get an in-depth look at those two as they get ready to do battle for the World's Championship. Lucha Brothers versus Willie Mack and Rich Swann. This is a Dream Booker's fantasy match come true when you see these four square off on Thursday night. The debut of a team that I am buying a lot of stock in, that's the Rascals of Dez and Wentz and Trey Miguel. I think those guys are incredible, and you'll get an opportunity to see them in action Thursday night, tomorrow night. on Impact. And, of course, Taya Valkyrie will be in action as she gets ready to face Tessa Blanchard for the Knockouts Championship in Nashville on January 6th. And that takes us to the end of Thursday. Then some of us will jump on airplanes on Friday morning and head to California. We'll be live on Twitch Friday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, because we'll be in the West Coast, so it's 7:30 Pacific time for Gold Rush. Saturday is one night only back to Cali. I don't have an air date for that on GWN just yet. We were looking at December 21st, perhaps, for when Back to Cali will premiere on GWN. But those are our next two events in the month of, well, I guess to close out November and the 1st of December. There's some great new deals at shopimpact.com. DVDs, you can get what many people call the best pay-per-views of the year for any company in 2018. Redemption, VFG, and Slammiversary. Redemption, I believe, is available. The other two are available for pre-sale. And then tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, I will be hosting Hang Time Trivia. So you got to download the Hang Time app. And for those of you that have been playing, we get more and more viewers, players, competitors every week. And what we've added now to the Hang store is tickets for Homecoming and tickets for the Impact television taping in January. So if you win Hang Time and you win prizes, you can use those points to get tickets for Impact shows, which is pretty cool in the Hang store. And I think, let's see, one more thing in December, that would be the Twitch show on the 14th. We'll be live, I believe, in Ohio. I'm 99% sure that's confirmed, but I'm waiting on some assets for that. Other than that, Ross, I think that gets us caught up on everything. We had a good weekend at WrestleCade, and we're looking forward to a great show this coming week. Oh, VIP packages are still available for Vegas. If you're near Las Vegas and you want to join us in February, you can get your VIP packages and join us in Sin City. Ross, you were in Sin City. You dressed like a goof.
Well, I did lose a bet, and
oh no, I was just talking about your normal clothes. Not that.
Oh, okay. Well, that had nothing to do with the moose outfit I had to wear.
No. I didn't miss anything, did I?
How about December 10, 11?
December 10th and the 11th, Johnny Impact and we'll be in Nashville for hitting up some media to get everyone aware of what's happening, obviously, with January and Homecoming. So Johnny is going to be at a famous bar on the 10th. It's called Santa's. It's one of the world's most famous dive bars. That'll be the 10th. I think TopCulture.com is going to join him on the 10th. We'll work on the details for that. The 11th, Johnny's going to go to Nissan. No, not Nissan Stadium. He's going to go to Bridgestone, where the Preds play, and he's going to be on ESPN Radio 105 The Game. He's going to be on NBC. He's going to talk to the Tennessean. We're working on a few other things. He'll be on a lot of radio and TV to get everyone aware of Homecoming. If you're not aware, you will be aware in the next couple of weeks for Homecoming. We're looking forward to being there in Nashville at the fairgrounds and in January. So a lot of things happening. Now, Ross, did I get everything?
Yes, you did. You're spot on, as always.
Yeah, that's right. I've been on the phone literally all day, Ross, all day, since like 6 o'clock this morning.
That's why you're the man at Impact Wrestling. We give you full props.
I want to, I don't even know. I'm delirious at this point. Delirious, I say.
But that has nothing to do with Impact Wrestling. That's just a fact, right?
I mean, it's just, it's great. You know, we have so much going on. We have so much happening. I think, do you want me to answer some questions before we open up to our guests? Do you think that anyone has any, maybe Raj wants to know when we're coming back to India?
Well, we don't even need to have him chime in. We know he's going to ask a question.
You want to do that part first and then bring in our guests?
Sure. Let's see. Anybody has questions for Josh Matthews, just Josh at this point, *6 to get in queue. And we will...
because I texted you, Ross, early this morning, and I still haven't heard back from you.
Josh, you text me a statement. There was no question mark. So what do you want me to reply? Thank you. Congratulations. You're amazing. What else do you want me to say?
We do need to talk when this call's over, though.
Oh, we sure do. That we do.
Yeah. Yes. Let's get some questions going, man. I'm excited. And Jordynn Grace is in the UK. She probably wants to go to bed. She's probably thinking, what am I doing? I'm just waiting around to answer questions.
And what about Ethan Page? We got him, too.
Well, I know, but I don't think Ethan Page is in the UK. I think it's.
But he's in Canada, so that's basically a whole nother world.
I think I'm pretty close to. I mean, I'm like less than 2 hours from Canada, where I live now. I see snow on the ground. I wonder if Ethan Page likes the snow or not. You think he's a skier?
I would guarantee he loves the snow. I bet you he's ready. He goes skating outside in the winter.
Did you open his mic?
Hold on. Let me see. Let's see.
He probably hung up. He
would never hang up. He'd hang up on you, not on me. Ethan.
Yeah.
Ethan Page, welcome to the Press Pass Podcast. How you doing?
So excited.
Oh, I'm doing great. Giving away false facts of Ethan Page, saying I love snow and I know how to ski. Both are false. I'm the worst Canadian that currently still resides in Canada. Never watched a game of hockey. Can't skate. Don't like skiing. Don't like snow. So yeah.
Ethan, you're from Hamilton, right?
That's right.
Okay. So you, for real, you don't like you like American football?
No, I don't like any sports whatsoever other than professional wrestling.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm not joking. Like, I don't own a jersey for any sport whatsoever. Like, before wrestling, I did martial arts. So, like, I have my black belt in Taekwondo and karate. But, like, other than that, I maybe played soccer and high school football just so I could date hot girls. And then after that, I was, out of everything. Just pro wrestling.
Okay, I can appreciate that. I think, Ross, I think that you wrote and you should open up her mic too, that Jordynn Grace has been wrestling since she was like a teenager.
Jordynn Grace, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you might be in the world.
Hey, what's up?
Are you in the UK?
Yeah, I'm in the UK. I'm in Preston.
What time is it there?
You know, it's only 7 p.m., but 8 p.m. is my bedtime, so it's getting up there.
Unmuted.
Do you like the food in the UK or no?
No.
Yeah, nobody does. Simon right now is feverishly typing me a message on Slack going, Josh, you can't say that stuff.
Is there any chance, if you see a UK flag, though, what is it, the Union Jack? I need one of those flags. If you happen to see one, grab it for me. Would you, Jordynn?
Just get you a full flag?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll talk about it afterwards. But if you see one, let me know.
I'll keep my eyes peeled.
All righty.
So, Ross, I thought as we were waiting for questions to come in, I thought this was a great idea that you had to do sort of I don't want to call it a Rising Stars edition of Press Pass, but, two newer people on the roster to sort of get to know their personalities, to talk to them a little bit, to have them answer questions from the media. Ethan Page doesn't like sports. Jordynn doesn't like food from the UK, so we're already learning new things.
Jordynn, what are you eating over there if you don't like the main culinary cuisine they offer?
Chicken, and that's it. Just chicken the entire time.
Oh, you got to go to the kebab shops.
Yeah, that's where I've been going. Just getting grilled chicken in the peri-peri shop.
The best. Bring some doner meat home.
Some what?
Doner meat? It's lamb.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that.
Oh, man.
Just so you guys know, I'm getting charged 50 cents a minute to be on this call.
Whoa, hey, you just build that back to Ross Forman, care of Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, okay, so Josh, I need your credit card when we get off this call, and I will take care of that for you, Jordynn.
Well, you can't pay for it yourself. You just signed a lucrative deal with Impact Wrestling. What's the matter with you?
I mean, I could, but it's supposed to be some expenses paid, right?
Well, again, let's see. We'll go to *6 if you have...
Q&A session has started. To ask your question, please press *6.
Yell at me on her 50 cent per minute charge.
If you'd like to ask a question, please press 1 to add yourself to the queue. Otherwise, your request has been received. You may now ask your question.
Media, as always, if you please identify yourself and your media outlet when you ask a question.
Hey, Jordynn, Ethan, it's Josh here from the Irish Whip Podcast on WrestlingNewsSource.com. Hey, this is for both of you, and I'm kind of interested to see which way you guys kind of answer this, but do you guys see yourself as role models at this time, especially with as much exposure as you get with social media, traveling the world, and being on TV now?
Jordynn, you want to go?
You can
first?
take that first. No, you can take
it. Sure. Yeah, I always look to people that I idolize for the way that they've affected me when I was in a position of like extreme fandom, and I try and portray that as best as I can. As my career grows and my brand grows, and I have gained more influence on my viewers, so I try not to swear online. I try not to swear in my promos. It's like very corny and cliche things. I try and be an upstanding human being outside of the ring, and that's another reason why I've loved that I've been able to get involved in these VIP packages. So I get to actually interact with the people that are in the crowds and kind of get their feel for what they think of Ethan Page and Impact, and continue to grow as a role model and performer.
Cool, thank you.
So, yes, I'll go ahead and answer now. Basically, I really try to be as role model-y, I guess, as possible, both inside and outside of the ring. Like, online, I guess, I've kind of gotten a little popular just with my DMs of a female indie wrestler book and stuff like that. But I really try and promote body positivity and being eco-friendly and all that kind of stuff. And I try my best to be a good role model.
Hey, this is Josh from the Irish Whip Podcast again from Wrestling News Source, and this is for Josh. Hey, Josh, I've been a fan since the Asylum years, and it's really amazing to me that you guys are bringing back specifically the X Division. How important of a role in the next coming years, especially with how much the women's division is just exploding in the wrestling worldwide, how much more emphasis do you feel Impact will be putting on that X Division championship?
Well, I think that when you look at everything that's happened in 2018, thanks to LAX, I think it was the year of the tag team for Impact. And as it relates to the women, I think that this company has always put a female. Sorry, I'm playing with my headphones, so I bet I messed up this. You guys still hear me?
We can hear you, Josh.
Yeah. Sorry, I was messing with my AirPods and they took over the thing. So the women's division, I think, has always been thought of, first and foremost as well. And then the X Division, I mean, when you look at what Brian Cage did this year, and he became X Division champion, and people kind of questioned that, but it all leads to him relinquishing the title. We get Ultimate X back, at the pay-per-view. So I think that's, the beginning of seeing some amazing things. And then you have the guys like the Rascals who have burst out of the scene, and they can do just about anything inside of a wrestling ring. I think that there is going to be a light shined on the X Division. And then you look at everything, Impact as a whole, the heavyweight division is where it is. The X Division is where it is. The female wrestlers are where they are. And the tag team division, it's just it's all coming together in a really special way, in a really unique time in wrestling, where there's more choices than ever and more options than ever, and there are going to be more places than ever as the year starts to unfold.
And just to follow up on that, Josh, when you guys are grabbing talent like Jordynn, you're grabbing talent like Ethan, two great character individuals, how much does that play when you guys are able to sign new talent?
I'm sorry, what was the end of that question? How much
the end of that is when
what now?
When you guys acquire new talent, like you've got Jordynn and Ethan right now, how much does character play into that when you sign talent like this?
Well, I think a lot because there's so much leeway in Impact with the characters, which is very cool for a performer that you have that leeway. And I'm not burying anybody or saying like, you show up to work and you get a script. It's just two different ways of doing something, right? And there is more leeway for characters like a Scarlett Bordeaux or a Rosemary or a Sue Young to express themselves a little bit more than they would have the chance to do that somewhere else. So as a performer, you get to learn and make mistakes and then talk to people that have been doing this for a real long time. And okay, well, you did this, maybe you do this, but it's not so stringent. And I think that's, a place where Impact can shine and talent can really find themselves. I mean, Ethan Page was a hilarious part of a deal there with Joseph Park. And then now he gets to be Ethan Page on Impact. So he got to play a character role. Now he gets to be himself. And we're seeing the development and the emergence, really, of all of these people, and the cliche that the cream rises to the top, and we're seeing that happen on Impact with different talents.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. What's up, man?
What's going on, Josh?
I'm so excited. Like, the Press Pass podcast with Matthews and Jordynn Grace and Ethan and Ross it was fun, man. This time was really fun. I mean, I got the 3 questions in. It was cool. It's just an honor to be a part of that, and for Impact and everybody, Ross and Josh and those guys inviting us into that arena is awesome, and we're just really grateful for that.
Yeah. And that's me and Big Joe did one before, and it was Kurt Angle, actually, when he first signed with them. And then after that, we didn't even get a question in that time, I don't think. But we never got invited back, and we're getting it weekly now, which is really cool.
And the cool thing is if people start researching going back, because they'll know that me and the old boy Nico we were all TNA. Like, we didn't watch WWE. We were just TNA. This is back in the day, $9.99 pay-per-view every Wednesday, and you were dropping that $10 every night to watch that stuff. So, I mean, it's just really cool to be 10 years into this, back in the saddle, so to speak, and more humble than I think we've ever been.
It was, sorry, I'm yawning. It was total nonstop radio.
Yes, it was. It was, let's just say those stories for right now.
Yeah.
Jordynn Grace is probably one of the most amazing athletes I think that we've got to see progress, because we interviewed her, 4 months ago, but the file got corrupt. It was horrible. We couldn't hook up again. So it's just nice to be able to watch her from afar go through the transformation that she's gone through to now. I mean, just amazing, man. She's just so herself, and that's what I love about her.
Incredible, and we told you so.
Dude, we've been pretty good, and Ethan, all ego. I mean, he's not all ego, but man, that dude, he's funny. He is funny.
Oh yeah, he's a kid he's from Canada, but he did a lot in this area in New England.
Right.
I never got to see him live, but I'd always see him on the posters and stuff.
It was more independent than it was Impact, and I don't like to mix the two.
Right.
And I remember him doing a video, and I don't remember when it was, but it was like a switch flipped with him, where it was, I can't remember, and I looked on his Twitter feed the other night. So, Ethan, if you listen to this, I don't know if you do or not, at some point in time, if anybody out there listening, find that video for it, tag at 3 Irish Boys with a Z on Twitter, because I know it's out there. I watched that thing. He said he wasn't holding back anymore, and look where he's at.
That's incredible. And he was doing he had a show on Powerbomb TV, I think, or one of those.
Yeah. Or
that was really good.
Yeah.
And just kid's incredible. He's getting the world, and he deserves it because he's worked hard for it. And he's done the drives, as they say.
The humility, I guess, that even with Josh is, dude, you can hear it in Josh Matthews' voice. Like, he is so excited. Like, the VIPs, I think, if I remember right, he said all of the VIPs for Homecoming are sold out. Like, they're done.
That's crazy.
Can't buy one. They're all done there in Tennessee, and that is super exciting and super cool.
Yeah.
People forget that it's a Canadian company. Even though they're going to be down in Tennessee, it's a Canadian company, and they're right back where they started. And all those tickets are sold out. So it's increasing. It's getting better. They're acquiring really good talent. It's really cool to see where Impact Wrestling is now in retrospect 10 years later from when we first started doing this. I mean, you guys would come on our show, just like when we have, we got Rucker and from Boot to the Face that comes on. We got Anthony and Kyle from Smart to Death. You guys, those are some good shows out there. Check them out. But it's just nice to have that camaraderie. But you guys used to come on our show and talk specifically with us on TNA, and it was always fun, and it's nice to have some of that camaraderie back. And it's cool that we again are invited back into the world of what was TNA, the Asylum days. It's super exciting for me to go back and just the X Division is going to be back, man. The X Division, it's coming back, and they're going to have the match at Homecoming. And that's what I asked Josh. That was pretty specific about it, and to me, it's a huge thing. That is what TNA has been for me forever, is the X Division. Brian Cage winning the X Division championship is, big guys don't win, right?
No.
So. Rambling, dude. I'm super humble and super excited to be part of the Impact thing that's going on, and you can hear it in everybody's voice, and you can hear it.
I know you're talking Impact. I got a graphic today that got not a graphic. Congratulations photo today that I saw on Facebook of somebody that they viewed at NXT recently.
Who?
The name that they used on NXT was Mitch Taverna.
Mike
Verna.
No
AKA
way.
Maybe Sloan Caprice, maybe not. I don't know what the deal with it is, but he was on NXT recently. I got a picture in the ring.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's incredible seeing some of these guys and haven't been able to see them and tweet with them and talk to. Like, I've actually sat backstage with Mike at a couple of chaotic shows and just had some conversations with them and talk about a humble kid who understands what it takes. And man, the power he has is incredible.
It's super amazing to see all the opportunities that are happening, right? Just happening all over the place. Hey, speaking of opportunities, let's take a quick break and pay some bills because we got some sponsors. We got some sponsors to thank.
Hey, TIW Mafia, it's the Yeti. Hey, let's get serious for a second here. Let's talk about sex, like good sex. Now you can increase your performance and get that extra confidence in bed, guys. Listen up. BlueChew.com. That's blue, like the color blue. BlueChew.com brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so you know they work. Guys, you can take them anytime, day or night, even on a full stomach. And since they're chewable, they work up to twice as fast as a pill, so you can be ready whenever an opportunity arises. Hey guys and gals, my package is on its way. And remember, Blue Chew is prescribed online and shipped straight to your door in a discreet package. So no in-person doctor visits, no waiting in a pharmacy, and best of all, no more awkwardness. Listen, guys, I don't have erectile dysfunction. Even if you don't, this is an enhancement. And listen to this. This is amazing, guys. Listen to this right now. They're made right here in the USA, and since Blue Chew prepares and ships direct, they're cheaper than a pharmacy. Right now, we've got a special deal for our listeners. That's right, TAW Mafia. Visit BlueChew.com. Remember, that's the color blue, and get your first shipment free. That's right, free when you use our special promo code IRISH. That's IRISH, folks, and just pay $5 shipping. Again, that's BLUE Chew.com, promo code IRISH. Try it free, guys.
Hello, faithful podcast listener. I'm the Incredible Jeff. And I'm the Amazing D-Man. And together, we host Fueled by Deathcast, a weekly podcast show from Death Wish Coffee Company, the makers of the world's strongest coffee.
That's right, and you can find us every Thursday on deathwishcoffee.com, as well as iTunes, Stitcher, Google Music, and more.
And watch us live on the Death Wish Coffee Company Facebook page, and check out all our videos on YouTube.
We bring you the latest interesting news in the science world, an exclusive look at the world's strongest coffee company, and a special guest every week.
The guests could be rock stars, actors, authors, athletes, or even astronauts, and we ask them all the question, what fuels you?
So tune in every week to find out the answer, get inspired, and fuel your passion with Fueled by Deathcast.
Hey everyone, this is Anthony from the Smart to Death podcast, and I want to thank you for listening to my friends here at the Irish Whip. When you're done with this show, head to your favorite podcast player and download Smart to Death, a completely different way to get caught up on all of your wrestling news. Every week, my co-host Kyle and I debate over 3 rounds all of the hottest news, rumors, and predictions from all of your favorite promotions in wrestling around the world. When you're done with our show, you're going to want to give us a 5-star Frog Splash rating and review so we can be number 1 in your ears, number 1 in your hearts, and pretty soon, number 1 on all of those worldwide charts. But before you listen to our show, get back to listening to the rest of the Irish Whip.
Guys, check out our sponsors. They really do help us put on a show. We got, I'd say, between me, Josh, and Joe at this point, who you haven't even heard Joe yet, but Joe's around.
Thank God we haven't heard Joe yet.
We got really, really nice equipment between the 3 of us. Each of us at our house basically has a studio at this point.
And we're not just talking about the equipment from Blue Chew that we benefit from. We're talking about professional podcasting equipment.
It comes right out of our own pockets. Like, we pay for this stuff, so that's why these sponsors are important to us. And Blue Chew,
Deathwish Coffee,
Deathwish, smartmark.co.uk. Those guys have been awesome to us. You guys are awesome. But yeah, check them out, please, and use our promo codes Irish on BlueChew.com and TIW Mafia 20 on smart-mark.co.uk. They get, those guys got some awesome T-shirts anyway, and they will have an Irish Whip T-shirt.
Here's the other thing too. I think they're throwing out there, if you're a podcast or a professional wrestler, they are looking to design T-shirts for you.
Yes, for free. They don't charge you anything, like some of the other sites. They just take they split basically the profits 50-50 with you. So,
if you're a professional wrestler out there and you're looking for somebody to design some T-shirts, smartmark.co.uk, correct, JP?
Yes, and they're good guys. They're Patriots fans, actually, from the UK.
Did we sign a contract?
I did. But so yeah, and that's, I mean, we were talking earlier about wanting to do a.
Are those numbers inflated or are they deflated? Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How does that work with inflation and deflation between the United Kingdom and the United States? Oh man, I could. You drinking some water? I know. Oh,
yeah.
Man. Perfect. Yeah. So anyway, guys, go ahead and check out those sponsors again. BlueChew.com. Everybody knows Deathwish Coffee. The strongest coffee in the world. Smartmark.co.uk.
True story on that Deathwish coffee. It really is the strongest shit in the world.
It is. So
it's like cocaine.
We covered the cool stuff. Let's get to something. I mean, I want to talk about some WWE stuff, but really, at this point, I think everything's been kick stomped to death.
Curb stomped?
Yes. Thank you for saying that.
Kick stomp, because you can't use the curb stomp anymore.
Exactly. We're going to kick stomp it now.
It's crazy.
Here's the thing. Ben has been doing this as long as we have been doing this. Ben has been running a wrestling news site since we have been doing this, which is over a decade. So in a decade,
12 or 13 years old.
Just put this in perspective. They're busting Ben's balls right now for one thing. I mean, this is, imagine the amount of news that we put out there on a weekly basis. And right now everybody's razzing him, but you know what? Dude, I think it's awesome because I think the source may or may not be wrong. We'll see.
But here's the thing is, like, he tweeted that Seth Rollins' curb stomp was being banned by the network, not by WWE, NBC. But by the network.
Right. NBC.
And Seth Rollins actually replied saying, "Nope, not true." So here's the thing is, like, that he gave him a little bit of shit, but how many people follow Seth Rollins that don't know Wrestling News Source?
A ton, but guess what? They do now.
Yeah, none. Now they all do. So, correcting them like that, and it's a sign of respect. Like, I mean, how many times do you see the other sites tweet stuff the sites I won't name tweet stuff that's wrong and nobody cares?
Like, is how does I need to understand the Twitterverse podcasts and professional wrestlers. Like when is it a rub and when is it not?
It's always a rub. Unless like there was a couple of things with Nia Jax a couple of years ago when she, a year or two ago when she was being like body shamed
by people.
Yeah, and she went off on a couple of sites, and it was clearly not nice. The way Seth Rollins came off was like, dude, you're wrong. Your source is wrong. Like, don't report this. You know what I mean? Like, kind of giving Ben the heads up.
I think it's pretty cool. I think it's cool. Like I always say, Uncle E always says, there's no such thing as bad pub, man, when you're out there. As long as you don't do anything that keeps you away from schools and churches and 500 feet, you're good.
I'm biting my tongue because you know where I'm going. We had the conversation beforehand.
Dennis Farrell, we love you, brother.
Yes, check out the P.D. Williams podcast.
All day
Dennis
long,
Farrell.
the Wrestling Perspective podcast.
Those guys are so good. Dennis has been doing podcasts like
with ESPN, man.
Yeah,
He's
on
a
the
fantasy football guru.
highest level. Like that's not. But he talks to us on a regular basis.
And here's the thing, PD talks about I think he's one of the most versed and intelligent professional wrestlers in the business. I would almost dare to say on Quackenbush level as far as the way he's able to communicate what happens in the ring to the average fan.
Yeah.
I'm not that level is what I'm talking about. When I listen to him and Dennis go and they get on some things that's like PD is real and he puts it out there and he really explains it like layman terms that people can understand. And that's what's cool about it. And anyway, listen to it. It's awesome.
Yes, all day long. The wrestling perspective.
Okay, let's get into
you wanted to do the awards.
Well, we don't. Which ones?
The Wrestler of the Year award.
Okay. I thought you were going perfect. Yeah, I mean, this was hard, man. This was.
Who would do podcast awards? Podcasts really don't matter. We do this for fun.
Exactly. This could go away tomorrow, and we may be a little bit heartbroken, but we'd still do it.
Right. Oh yeah, that's the thing with So I was explaining this to someone about podcasts the other day. It's not like television where if a show gets crappy ratings, it gets pulled off the air.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
We could have no one listening to us and just keep doing it.
Yeah,
right. This is a normal conversation between me and you. This happens almost every day.
I know. I got you with the Patriot stuff. Anyway, this is one of the things that you and I take very, very seriously. When we put things out like this, we don't just put it out there and willy-nilly it. And I personally want to tell you, like the one name that came up here, like when it came out of your mouth, from what we had kind of said earlier, and you can tell in the intro with our shows is why we keep that there, is a constant reminder of never judge a book by its cover and always understand that the business will always be the business. And if something bad happens, good people make good things happen to good people.
I put that name there because he made me say that, though. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, and that's his job, man.
He got my feels.
Okay, here's kind of how we do this. All right, we base this on the same thing that we do when it's the Irish Whip Top 10 when it comes to females. We're looking for their professional wrestling persona, which means the look, the presence, the gimmick, the image, the entrance, the overall showmanship of the professional wrestler in the ring, out of the ring, and during promos. Professional wrestling ability. So John Cena, not so much on this level, right? Still love him. Hulk Hogan, same kind of things, right? The technical ability and ability to perform at the highest level no matter the opponent. Match, rules, or discipline. No matter the competitor, this is the gold standard that an individual regards as the best technical wrestler to judge all others. Meaning, man of 1,000 holds, I don't know, whoever. You figure that out, right? Whatever your gold standard is for technical ability, that's the other third of this. The last part is sometimes the hardest, which is professional promos, is the ability of the professional to sell themselves as either heel or face by the use of merchandise, slogans, sayings, or overall ability to influence the match by the use of the microphone. Now that you understand the criteria, pretty solid, right?
Yeah.
Okay. our number one and the first one, and we started this even before she was on Impact. This started with her at Wrestle Circus in matches with her and Brian Cage. It furthered on through the year, so Tessa Blanchard would be our first one, which we kind of let go on Rucker's Twitter the other day, but that's pretty solid, right, for a first one, yes. Tessa? I mean, this talk about... Dude, where's she? She is, and I share her stuff a lot on our Facebook, and she's cool as hell on Facebook. And I always, the reason I love her is because she embodies and empowers everything that I think today's female is.
You might be the biggest Tessa Blanchard fan out there, but she deserves it. She has, we know my feelings on intergender matches.
Absolutely.
She can make me feel like I'm watching a wrestling match and not an intergender match.
Right.
I get mad. I see a man hit a woman, I get angry.
Right, and that's your prerogative and that's your position. But like me, and going back, and I'll even go to American Run 18 with Skylar, Mia Yim, killing me, Jordynn Grace, Princess Kimberly.
Oh, yeah.
LAX, and dude, it was brutality. It's probably the most brutal match I've watched all year long without any blood. And it was insane and probably one of the best matches of the year. It's just, and that's the difference, is I appreciate that, because when I look at it, it's because I've got a daughter, and I'm around my nieces, and I want them to see that empowerment, and I want them to see that it doesn't matter that just because she's a female, she can't do that. So when I see somebody like Tessa Blanchard in the same ring as a Brian Cage and being on that same level, dude, at that point in time, I mean, just wait until Jordynn Grace and Tessa Blanchard go for the belt. Like, it's just, that is just, those are two women right there that embody everything that women weren't even 5 years ago in this business. And that's why she's our first. And I'm going to stop talking because I can talk about her all night long.
Yeah, but I absolutely agree with her being on the list. I think Jordynn needs to be on the list.
We've got her as an honorable mention. I mean, we'll get our honorable mentions, but let's get let's get to the 5, and then we can get to our Mark 5 or whatever we want to call them.
I think Sami Callihan. That's the name we kind of teased earlier.
Yeah, this one's I mean, I said let's do this, and we honestly, guys, we popped this list out in 6-7 minutes.
Yeah, something like that.
We put a lot of thought into this. So, anchor or not, that's
well. Here's the thing: is like we can have that conversation in 6 or 7 minutes, but me and you were always thinking about this.
I know, and it didn't take long. And the reason Tessa's where she's at, because she meets all 3 of those criteria pretty dang hard right now. And the only thing that holds her back maybe is the promos, but she's getting better at that.
Sami Callihan took a real bad situation.
Oh man,
made it into something where not only he wasn't the only one who made money off of that. Okay,
no, he exactly.
Eddie's making money off of it now. Eddie's making money now off of what Sami did after. The OVE guys are making money off of that after. I would say OVE would be done with Impact already if it wasn't for that.
Absolutely.
There's not a whole lot for them to do, but because Sami's such a strong character, he doesn't need them, but there's enough room for them there.
Absolutely.
So that's why I put Sami Callihan on that. And plus, he got me in my feelings. I was so heated. I was texting you that night.
Oh, yeah. And I was trying to be level-headed, even, and trying to understand. But even for me, the way Sami came at it, and I think now in retrospect, the way he did it, I think he did it the exact right way. And I think it's the way that we wanted and we wished in the WWE that we could have seen the Becky, the lynch mob, the hashtag lynch mob. I mean, let's get that going. I mean, I really want to trend that. That's a T-shirt right there. Man. I want to make that T-shirt, but I want it to be like, what is that? The Godfather with the hands, with the attached to the L with a lynch and then mob. I mean, can you imagine? Is that bad? I want that. I'm going to make that T-shirt.
You'll sell at least one.
Anyway, that's Becky Lynch is on the list.
Yeah. I think she was the only WWE person on the list, right?
No. Well,
am I wrong there? Well, sort of.
Okay, yeah. We can look at the other 2. So yeah, I mean, Tessa Blanchard, Sami Callihan, and now Becky. I mean, we finally got the push that we've been wanting for Becky forever. You and me personally forever.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's another one that just took a real bad situation with her. The same thing. Her face, both of her Ray Daddy Edwards faces were broken.
Right.
And she turned it into something. Like, I'm the man.
And here's the thing. She's the man. She is. Yeah.
So.
Okay, so we got those three out of the way. Well, we gave a lot of time to pass Tessa, didn't we? Boy, I'm a mark.
Yeah,
God, I'm a hard mark on Tessa. I'll freely admit it. Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Rest of the year.
And he's another one I think you wouldn't expect me because I'm so hard on like the Young Bucks.
But are Cody's hard on the Bucks. I'm going to tell you, you're real hard on the Young Bucks.
BlueChew.com.
He is what we knew he could be in the WWE. He was bigger than life. He really, I mean, he's his father's kid, man. He's dusty through and through.
He is the best wrestling promoter in the U.S.
Well, you're strong on that one.
Yeah. Oh, what other wrestling promotion other than WWE, and it's not Vince McMahon that's selling out arenas with WWE, it's WWE doing it. What other promotion is selling out 10,000 person arenas?
New Japan, George Carroll.
Barely. And they're only doing it when they team up with the Ring of Honor, so I would say it's the two combined.
Valid point. I respect your opinion, my friend.
So it's just insane what he did with it, and I doubted all in.
I know we both did. Remember when we were both super skeptical,
yeah.
Wrestle Fan Fest 2007 skeptical.
I thought he bought all the tickets.
You did. You're like, I know it. Like
I thought he did. I thought he bought all the tickets, and just to scalp them, but just to say it sold out.
In such and such a time when they actually did sell out. Well, George hit up on it too when he had that first event, and he thought something along with Ticketmaster, but it sold out that fast.
Yep, the New Japan stuff. Yeah, that was the Cow Palace. So
yeah,
but I just think Cody is extremely good at. He's got no leash right now.
No, and that's the cool thing.
He's not Stardust. He's Cody. He doesn't have a last name anymore because they took it from him, but he doesn't need it.
Cody is once in a lifetime type of dude, man.
Yeah.
He is a once in a lifetime type of dude, and I don't think people give him enough credit or respect to what he has pulled off in this year.
Yeah.
This year alone, dude.
Right.
Just this year.
It's incredible.
All right, so last on the list, the GOAT, man, Chris Jericho.
Yeah, absolutely. The
Jericho
Cruise.
is putting that together.
But like you had said the Cruise right away, and I had said no, the match January 1st with Kenny Omega.
Right. Great match, dude.
Jericho's 50 years old.
Dude,
and just had that match.
All in when he was dressed up as...
Yep, Pentagon.
Yeah, it's just... Dude, I mean... It's just when there's a reason why we put the criteria out there, is so when we look at this, it makes sense. Like I put those 5 people out there with the criteria we have, and could you think of? I mean, like we said, like there's Pillman Jr., but still, it's so young, and what he's done in the last 6 months, amazing. MJF, Jordynn Grace, even Retro. I mean,
yeah. Oh, Anthony is incredible. Yeah,
Anthony Green said it when he was. We did this 6 months. It's just I just want to go back for the next 3 weeks and just put those interviews on, and people go back and look and see where they're at. Like Anthony said, I'm going to be in CZW. Like I'm going to do it, dude. He's
got a
making his mark there, and he's going to be a tournament. I mean, Ring of Honor debuted. He's been. He's been on TV with Raw. I mean, the cool thing is that kid is doing everything right. He's just doing it right.
Yeah. Super young.
Super gimmick table.
Super over with the boy. Like he's not into the politics.
No.
But everybody likes him. You know what I mean?
Because he's real, dude.
Yeah.
He's not faking any of this. Like this kid is real.
And he's also the biggest wrestling fan in any building he's in.
That's no
like
shit.
It legitimate, and that's important. A lot of these guys become grizzled vets really quick, and Anthony's been around for 10 years, and he could be a grizzled vet, but he's not. He's still a fan of the product. If you follow him on Instagram, he's always posting pictures of toys he has.
Yeah.
And some aren't that old. Anthony will be on this list next year, I'll say.
You think? Rest of the year?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think so. I think he's got a lot of things coming up.
If we had, like, if those other names we just said, like, if we had a breakout star of the year, like, if we decided to do that, I mean, those are names right there.
Yeah.
But that list could be forever.
Anthony is traveling around. Like, he's the West Coast Wrestling.
Dude, he's flying out to
Connection.
Portland. Like, he's flying to Portland to be on television tapings for WCWC.
Portland Wrestling. Like, it's WCWC, Portland Wrestling. They're the same company, and that's a company that's been around for a long time. Like,
yeah. And I'm just hoping it catches on. Like, he flies out there and does that stuff, and then maybe he kicks it up there to Defy at some point in time.
yeah, I've talked to him about Defy, and he'd love to go.
So cool, man. I mean, that's really it. We got our Impact stuff in. We talked about the kick stomp. We talked about your shitty Patriots.
Where I put my Brady jersey on just for you.
Yeah. Hey, the holidays are coming up, guys. We really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to us. Follow us on Podbean. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. Both Twitter and Facebook are at the number 3 Irish Boys with a Z. Tweet us. Have a good time. I mean, we enjoy you guys with the feedback. Taking the time to download our stuff. We're really humble.
We got a show next week with a fellow podcaster.
Yeah, I mean, the wrestling podcast is about nothing. If you guys have never heard Brian Malonis,
that's Ring of Honor, the Bouncers, teamed up with Bear City Bruiser.
Kingpin, man, he is the Kingpin.
He is. He's such a great guy, such a good talent. I hit him up the other day, and he was like, "Dude, what day next week?"
Charisma. Charisma 101. Like, if people want to see what charisma is, it's that dude right there.
Here's the thing is, he's real. I remember a time when I was helping out with the promotion, and they were getting ready to bring him in. And they were running these, like, very vague promos, but they weren't showing anybody in the promo.
Right.
But they were building up for Brian. He hits me up and says, are they cutting promos with me? They hadn't talked to him yet. I'm pretty sure he told the promoters to go fuck themselves.
Really?
Because, like, Brian's a big guy. Brian's 6-something, a couple 100 pounds. The guy they wound up putting in that same spot.
I like how you say 6 foot and a couple hundred, like a couple 100 times 2.
Yeah. Me and Brian pretty much weigh about the same, I'd say.
Yeah, you guys are some big dudes.
Yeah.
Like, how do you guys keep your heads up? Not hard. I want to ask him that. Do you and JP talk? Do you guys text about how you guys keep each other's heads up?
And he never wound up debuting as that character or coming back to that company.
No shit.
Yeah, I think he said something to the promoters, even though I was like, listen, Brian, they haven't shown you, but I've been told it's you. So.
Wow, man.
But I don't think he'll remember that. That's such a small thing in the stuff he's done.
Here's the other part. Let's tease this. Okay? How many independent professional wrestling shows has Vince McMahon ever been in?
Yep.
Ever been in. Not to, attended, whatever, but has been a part of and raised an individual hand.
How many, not just shows, how many matches?
Matches? We could even go that far. How many matches has Vince McMahon been in an independent professional wrestling show?
Yeah. Wow. And Malonis was part of it. Part of that one that I know of.
I'm looking forward to that story. I really want to.
Yeah.
That's one story I want to have him tell.
I heard him tell that the Chaotic Wrestling has a podcast with the original owner and the original ring announcer, Rich Palladino, who's another one who will get on eventually. He was the ring announcer for Mass Transit.
Oh, the Mass Transit incident.
But those two told the story of that with Brian. It's just incredible. And the name of the company is Chaotic, but to say that was a chaotic day seems cliche, but that's pretty much the only way to describe it. And I remember being at another company that night and, like, the promoters shitting themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were getting pictures sent to them from the Chaotic show with McMahon in the ring.
I just can't wait to hear him tell a story. But, hey, man, again, folks, thanks for listening. For JP, I'm the Yeti. Joe will be back here soon. Follow us again at 3 Irish Boys. Anything you got, JP?
No, man, we're good.
Okay,
Thanks
for listening, guys. You bet. We'll check you next week.